and October are beautiful months to visit Ohio's Amish Country. We recently left Texas and traveled to Ohio to see this glorious time of year in early fall, and touches of fall are everywhere, from the pumpkins to the mums to the corn stalks to the glistening leaves that are changing in color. It is a beautiful time here in Ohio's Amish Country, and I thought I would just show you some glimpses of our time here, our adventures here. Look at the wide variety of pumpkins. You see displays like that abounding all over the place. And I love to just drive around the hills and see all of the touches of fall. Hillcrest Orchard is a wonderful place to go, and they have this lookout where you can see the hillsides, homes, barns, silos from the lookout. Hillcrest also offers free samples of their apple cider, which is a lovely treat on a fall day. And I love to get fruit and vegetables from Hillcrest, and have oftentimes brought home huge bushel bags of apples to turn into applesauce, or I have done the applesauce while here in Ohio. And the markets are abundant in the varied pumpkins, so many different colors and shapes. You can definitely see God's majestic handiwork in nature abounding this time of year. One thing we enjoyed doing was visiting a local flea market filled with many different booths and displays and interesting things. We were sort of taken with this booth that had air plants. We were told that you water the plants once a week. You take them out of their containers and have them sit in some water, or wrap a wet cloth around them or something along those lines, and then they are good for another week, and then you water them again. There is a t-shirt booth where you can have custom designs placed on your t-shirt. We always check the clearance rack first to see if there's a design we like on the clearance rack, and if not, if we decide on a t-shirt, we pick out a design and they press it on. It's a lot of fun. I never grow tired of just driving around the hills in this area and seeing the beautiful sights, the silos, the barns, the farmhouses. We went to a parade in Berlin. The purpose of the parade was to kick off the fall season. You can see here my favorite float was the Pure Gift of God Adoption Made Possible float. There are so many things in the community that support this ministry of helping make adoption possible for Christian families. And we enjoyed sitting on the sidelines and watching all of these floats and animals, and they pretty much passed out candy or trinkets or hot dogs, ice cream, something. Almost every float was giving away something. So it truly was fun to sit on the sidelines and watch my girls pick up a lot of the freebies and get to go home with a lot of fun stuff from the parade. It was just a fun way to spend an evening together. This float here was for the Swiss Festival that happens in Sugar Creek, Ohio every fall. It was a fun, beautiful, cool fall evening, and the parade was so much fun. I usually try to get some canning done when we are in Ohio. The orchards and the fruit stands are just amazing here. I have nothing like it back in Texas to go and get such beautiful fresh fruit. And so here I have a juice steamer that I was given by my husband for Christmas last year, and I've never used it. And so Concord grapes are in season during the fall in Ohio, and I bought Concord grapes and used my new steamer. So the first thing I needed to do was just go ahead and give the whole steamer a good wash before I used it for the first time. Next, I needed to rinse the grapes, and I called my little girl in to help me, and many hands make light work, as the Amish proverb says. And so we worked together to wash the grapes and prepare them to go in the steamer. So after all of the washing, here we are putting the steamer on the stove and letting it do its work to make the grape juice. And here my daughter just is adding in some sugar to taste and mashing those grapes down just to try to get every last bit of juice that we could out of them. We continued to kind of do this process of periodically mashing on the grapes. And what a reward it is to see that beautiful juice coming out of the hose into our mason jars. I have to smile at this clip. My little girl found some sunglasses that she picked up at the parade. They were throwing out sunglasses, so isn't she cute here, just hosing out this juice with her sunglasses. Of course, the next step is just to wipe down the jars. I usually use a little vinegar and wipe the rim in case any juice got on there. You don't want any sticky residue. And adding the lids, and then they are ready to go in their water bath. Now this is just concentrate, and so when I'm ready to use it, I will pour the 1 quart of concentrate in a pitcher, and I'll add ice, and then I'll fill that same quart jar with water and mix that in. It has already been sweetened with sugar, so all they need to do is just be mixed now with water, and I believe it will make delicious grape juice. And around these parts in Ohio, people seem to like to have grape juice with popcorn. We have friends who have had us over multiple times and played games with us, and they'll serve grape juice with popcorn, and those flavors go really well together. One thing that we spend quite a bit of time doing when we travel to Ohio is visiting thrift stores, and my daughter found a costume, and so she enjoyed running around in the backyard in her costume, and she certainly looked cute as a button. And on that evening, we decided to roast hot dogs over a little fire pit in our backyard. I love the evenings in this backyard. There is such a beautiful glow as the sun goes down. And so we sat back here and roasted our hot dogs and just had a restful evening at home. Our house here in Ohio's Amish Country is in the tourist area of Holmes County, Tuscarawas County, all of that. And so if you would be interested in visiting the area and staying in our home, you can just reach out to me through email or in the comments below, and I'll be happy to send you the link for the house. One thing we always do a lot of is visiting and shopping in the bulk food stores. They have all kinds of grains and flours and sugars and pastas and gels for pies, noodles, all kinds of things in these stores, even home-baked bread in the stores. And so it is fun to eat kind of different things than we have back in Texas while we are here, and we often take some of these groceries back with us as well. A lot of the local stores will have something for the children, like a balloon or a piece of candy. It's so much fun. Here we are having lunch at the Mill Street Cafe. We thought that their food was a good price there, and that was a good lunch. Now moving on, I am canning applesauce. I used Gala apples. My process in making the sauce this time was just to wash the apples and then use an apple slicer that has that center core part that just takes the core out and leaves the rest of the apple in wedges. So I just did that, cut them into the wedges, got rid of the core. I left the skin on, and then I put them in the blender and blended it up. Then I added sugar to taste, and into the jars they went. One highlight for this trip was taking my girls to see the production of the play Ruth that was originally done at the Sight and Sounds Theater. And so the local Ohio Star Theater put on their own version of this play, and it was excellent. And I couldn't resist getting my daughter a little camel. Outside of the theater, there are these little playhouses. So the theater is beside the Carlisle Inn, and they have these little playhouses. And I was so impressed with this. It truly was like a house. There was a staircase with a room upstairs. You can see her looking out the window. There were multiple rooms in this little playhouse, and she loved it. We had quite an experience visiting a bin store. Each day the bins have a set price. So when the new things come out, it is at the highest price, which is $8. And then the next day it will be $7. The next day it will be $6, all the way down until the last day it's a quarter. And we found some real treasures. We were there on the $8 day. We found some things that were worth much more than $8. I also canned some apple peach jelly. And friends, thank you for coming back to watch this video today. I appreciate every like, subscribe, and comment. I love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and have a beautiful day.